In 2018, a team of scientists drilling through Greenland's ice made a discovery that shouldn't have been possible. 2 miles down, buried under the weight of glaciers older than civilization, they found something alive. Not bacteria, not microbes, plants, full plants, with leaves that opened when touched by water for the first time in 400,000 years. But that was just the beginning, because beneath Greenland's frozen surface lies an entire hidden world. Canyons that dwarf the Grand Canyon, impact craters from cosmic collisions, mountain ranges no human has ever seen. And all of it has been waiting in perfect silence, preserved like a message from a planet we no longer recognize. From above, Greenland looks like a blank page, endless white, lifeless, unchanging. But that's exactly what it wants you to think. Because beneath 2 miles of solid ice lies the most perfectly preserved time capsule on Earth. A frozen archive that's been protecting secrets for nearly 500,000 years. The ice sheet itself is a monster. It covers 660,000 square miles. That's roughly 3 times the size of Texas. In some places, the ice reaches down over 2 miles deep. 2 miles of solid frozen water pressing down on bedrock with the weight of centuries. But here's where it gets interesting. Scientists used to believe that beneath all that ice was just rock. Dead, barren, crushed rock. Shaped by the impossible weight above it. They were wrong. In the early 2000s, researchers started using ice-penetrating radar to map what lay beneath. They were looking for the usual suspects, bedrock formations, maybe some geological features. What they found instead stopped them cold. Massive canyons, towering mountain ranges, impact craters that shouldn't exist. And perhaps, most incredibly, life. Preserved life from a world that existed before our own. Let's start with the Mega Canyon. In 2013, scientists discovered something impossible beneath the ice near Greenland's northern coast, a canyon. Not just any canyon. A canyon that stretches for 460 miles. That's longer than the Grand Canyon. And in some sections, it plunges over 1/2 mile deep. Think about that for a second. Beneath one of the most hostile, frozen environments on Earth, there's a river valley that once flowed with water. Warm, liquid water under open skies. The canyon runs from the very heart of Greenland all the way to the Petermann Glacier in the north. Scientists believe it once carried massive rivers fed by rainfall and snowmelt, draining the interior of a very different Greenland. A green Greenland. But here's what keeps researchers up at night. The canyon might still be active. Deep beneath the ice, water exists. Meltwater channels carved by geothermal heat and the pressure of billions of tons of ice above. This water flows. It moves through this ancient canyon system, invisible to the world above, creating a hidden hydrological network that we are only beginning to understand. Some scientists think this subglacial water system might be lubricating the ice sheet's movement, which means this ancient canyon isn't just a relic of the past. It's actively shaping Greenland's future, affecting how fast the ice sheet slides toward the sea. The Mega Canyon proves something crucial. Greenland wasn't always frozen. And what's hidden beneath the ice is the key to understanding what it might become again. But the Mega Canyon is just the beginning. In 2018, scientists made a discovery that sent shockwaves through the geological community. Hidden beneath the Hiawatha Glacier in northwest Greenland, they found an impact crater, not a small one. This crater is 19 miles wide. To create a crater that size, an asteroid roughly a mile across would have to slam into Earth at tens of thousands of miles per hour. The explosion would have been equivalent to thousands of nuclear bombs. The impact would have vaporized rock, melted ice, and sent debris shooting into the atmosphere. But here's the mystery. No one knows exactly when it hit. Some initial research suggested it could be as recent as 13,000 years ago, right at the end of the last ice age. If that's true, this impact could have had catastrophic effects on Earth's climate and ecosystems. Other studies suggest it might be much older, perhaps hundreds of thousands of years. Either way, it's been perfectly preserved under the ice, frozen in time like a photograph of violence. The crater floor lies 1,000 feet below the surrounding bedrock. Its rim rises in a near-perfect circle, testament to the symmetry of destruction. Scientists have found shocked quartz and other impact signatures in the rock, confirming this wasn't a volcanic event or gradual erosion. This was cosmic violence, instant, absolute, preserved. And here's the terrifying part. There might be more. Preliminary scans suggest there could be additional impact craters elsewhere beneath the ice sheet. Greenland might be hiding an entire catalog of ancient collisions, each one a frozen moment of planetary trauma. Now we go deeper, literally. When scientists drill cores through the Greenland ice sheet, they're not just punching holes through frozen water. They're creating windows into time itself. Each layer of ice represents a year of snowfall, compressed and frozen. The deeper you go, the further back in time you travel. 2 miles down, you're looking at ice that fell as snow nearly 130,000 years ago. But the ice doesn't just sit there, static and unchanging. It moves, it flows like an impossibly slow glacier of glass. The ice deforms under its own weight, creating structures that seem almost alive. Scientists call them jellyroll folds, massive ice formations that twist and spiral like abstract sculptures. Some of these structures tower hundreds of feet high, created by the differential flow of ice layers moving at different speeds. Imagine a skyscraper made entirely of folded ice, each layer representing a different century, all twisted together by the patient hand of geological time. These structures aren't just beautiful, they're scientific gold. The folding patterns tell researchers about ancient climate conditions. The chemistry locked in each layer reveals atmospheric composition from millennia past. Tiny air bubbles trapped in the ice are time capsules containing ancient atmosphere, letting scientists literally breathe the air from 100,000 years ago. This ice remembers everything. Every volcanic eruption, every meteor shower, every subtle shift in Earth's orbit. It's all recorded here in crystalline detail, waiting to be read. But perhaps the most stunning discovery isn't ice at all, it's life. In 2007, scientists analyzing sediment from beneath the Greenland ice sheet found something extraordinary. Plant material, not fossilized, not mineralized, just preserved. These weren't fragments or pollen. These were actual plants, complete with leaves, stems, and structures still intact. Analysis dated them to roughly 400,000 years ago. 400,000 years. That's before Neanderthals, before modern humans spread across the globe. These plants witnessed a world we can barely imagine. And here's where it gets truly incredible. When researchers carefully hydrated some of these ancient specimens, they unfurled. Think about that. A plant that hasn't seen liquid water for 400,000 years. A plant that's been frozen under 2 miles of ice since before our species learned to make fire. And when you give it water, it responds. It opens. It remembers what it was. This discovery proved something revolutionary. When Greenland's ice formed, it didn't destroy the landscape beneath. It preserved it, like hitting pause on an entire ecosystem. The plant specimens suggest that Greenland was once much warmer, not slightly warmer, dramatically warmer, warm enough for forests, for moss, for a living, breathing biosphere. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If Greenland was green before, could it be green again? Beneath all of this, beneath the canyons and craters and ancient plants, lie Greenland's true bones, mountain ranges, massive peaks, that once stood proud against the sky, now buried under ice so thick that their summits lie thousands of feet below the surface. These mountains shape everything above them. They force the ice to flow around them. They create the hidden valleys and channels where meltwater runs. Some of these ranges are comparable to the Alps or Rockies in scale, but no human eye has ever seen them. They exist only as echoes on radar scans, ghosts of a world erased by ice. These mountains are the foundation of Greenland's secret world. They're the skeleton that everything else is built upon. Greenland's ice sheet isn't just a frozen wasteland. It's a vault, a museum, a library written in ice and stone and preserved life. Every canyon, every crater, every impossibly ancient plant is a chapter in Earth's hidden history, a reminder that beneath the surface of everything we think we know lies something deeper, older, stranger. And as our climate changes, as that ice begins to melt, these secrets are starting to wake up. The question isn't whether we'll see what's beneath. The question is, are we ready for what it will show us?